Kathy Schulman, it's so great to have you here for our last night. Throughout this festival, we're going to see this array of talented female filmmakers. And yet, that is what I find frustrating. It's like, well, what do we have to do to sit at the table?
I think in a certain way, we need to be myth busters. The notion that a woman can't direct a certain kind of a movie, or is too busy raising children to even direct a movie, or can't be a wife and a mother and a filmmaker at the same time, or can't understand or embrace a story that, you know, is action-oriented. There's a whole bunch of myths that have built up over time, and I think that all of us with voices, everybody working in the industry today, both in front and behind the camera, you know, needs to speak up and demand their media.
Here we have someone who's a child of a filmmaker. But The Virgin Suicide, for a debut film, I thought it's such a fully realized film. It has music, there's a voice behind this film. And one of the nights we showed international films, there was a filmmaker, Chantal Akerman, and as I was discovering Chantal Akerman, I said, this reminds me of a Sofia Coppola movie. And then when I was researching Sofia Coppola, you know, she was a fan of Chantal Akerman. So again, it's like that, those influences. And what I think about the film is it started a subculture of films about young girls, 13-year-old girls, disaffected.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, kind of a taboo subject. And another female filmmaker just a couple years later, Catherine Hardwicke, makes the fabulous film 13, which is another, you know, exploration of this sort of titillation of teenage girls, you know, which, by the way, is still thematic. I mean, frankly, Twilight is also about the titillation of young love and the desperation of being understood as you begin to fall in love. And it's a whole genre now, really, in terms of, you know, American filmmaking.
And also someone has a filmmaker that was influenced by fashion, that was influenced by music, that was influenced by foreign films. And she brings all of that from the minute of the film with the, you know, with the squiggly, with the writing, girly writing in the notebook. It's a signature film. And as I said, I feel as if from that film we get a lot of other films. Juno, I thought, again, could fall into this genre of young girls that are attractive. They're not overtly sexual, but they are beautiful. I mean, there's images in the film. It just feels like a, you know, a summer day, lots of...
It really does. It's like she channeled that book, and anything, you know, one could imagine. It's as if she was able to put down everything that she imagined in a very specific way, you know, paint it, draw it, hear it, smell it, see it. I mean, the film, it's so sensory.
Yes.
You know, and you really get a sense of being inside this experience with these girls, this very strange family of girls.
And also, it had a certain throwback for me of a crazy film. I'm just going to throw it out there, Little Darlings with Matt Dillon and
I think it's in that lexicon.
Yes.
You know, very much so.
Of the private lives of 13-year-olds, again, without ever getting campy or too dramatic, but lyrical, and the lyrical soundtrack is what I remember about the film.
Yeah, also sort of lending to a sense of nostalgia, you know, that I think is really all-consuming. It really is like, you know, walking into this sort of special Sofia Coppola snow globe, and, you know, there you are in this world, and she just captures your attention, you know, from start to finish.
That's so interesting. That's a great description of it, and it never gets... you know, it never gets... What we're watching is so dramatic, and yet you're lulled into this world, this very interesting world and family. And as you said, nothing is ever really explained. It's very dreamlike, but it's fascinating. It's a fascinating film, so we're going to watch it now. From 1999, here is the TCM premiere of Sofia Coppola's The Virgin Suicides.